Titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mocks.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mocks.
Acknowledge me. We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
You fucking mark! First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Yep. Back again and again. Dr. Huge, welcome to everybody. You know what this is. The Dr. HUGENSTEIN Show. The Dr. Huge Show, if you want to shorten it up. We have Danny Damage back. Let's be on equal footing tonight, shall we? Look at him. Look at that.
Oh, very nice. Thank you very much.
That's what I do for my guests on the show. So all you pro wrestlers out there and, you know, smarks and things that are going to be coming on in the future, that's the treatment. You roll out the red carpet and look at, we haven't seen her in ages. It's the Sasha Reigns in the house. Hello to you, Sasha Reigns. Hello to everybody that's coming in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit those buttons. You haven't been hitting the buttons lately. You were hitting the buttons the first couple of shows and you stopped hitting the buttons. What happened? I'm still Dr. Huge, right? We're still doing the show. I still need it to feed my kids, all these likes. So please do that. She's going to be my pretty deadly correspondent in the future. So don't get jealous, Danny.
Okay. No problem.
She's just reporting on that and maybe a few others, right? I shared it to Kit Wilson. Thank you very much. Shout out to Kit Wilson. We'll find out more on him later. But yeah, we got Raw to talk about last night. We got NXT to talk about tonight. We can even talk about Saturday Night Main Event because we did a pre-show type of deal on that Saturday pre-show. How was that? You liking these pre-shows on Saturday?
Yeah. I didn't watch all of Saturday Night Main Event. I just watched a few clips, to be honest. Yeah, good warm-up show.
Yeah. We do a 2 p.m. expert panel show all about wrestling and all your favorite people. Hello to Chris out here. Look at him. Put him up twice. Let's go. Shout out to you, an longtime viewer, as well as Sasha Reigns. And she always wants to change her name. She wants to be Liv something or other. She was Drew. She was McIntyre's people before. I don't even know what kind of name. You can't change your names. That's bad for branding, Sasha Reigns. So that's why I'm sticking with Sasha Reigns for life. See, Mama Reigns said hi, which I'm not even lying, Danny. I honestly believe that the writers or somebody in there, they got a hold of my Mama Reigns bit that I did for years.
Yeah.
And they started doing with The Rock and did the Mama Rhodes deal. He even said Mama Reigns by accident in the middle of it. I'm not kidding. So WWE's watching. The whole world's watching. The Rock is definitely watching. Where's The Rock? Is he around here somewhere? You like that outfit, Danny?
Oh, God. What is that? Oh.
That was the better of the two, I think, too. Like, he looks like he's about to go into cyberpunk, first levels. Doesn't have all the gear yet, but he's got to look cool. Yep.
That's grim.
Let's put it on the big screen for everybody to see. There you go. That's The Rock right there in spandex. It looks like he's wearing yoga pants, those big goofy sneakers, shorts over the yoga pants, blue leather jacket, and not like a rock star blue leather jacket, not a regular leather jacket. And that could possibly be a whole onesie up to the top. So, yep. Shout out to you, Rock. Don't fire me yet from WWE after you steal all my ideas, Mama Reigns, right? So
he'll be back soon.
You think so? You think January 6th is the deal?
Maybe. I love that that's the date for it, and everyone keeps talking about January 6th again.
You know they're doing it. I was thinking about that last night too. I'm watching Raw, and they just
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so overdone. Like
The countdown for January 6th, and it's just like, yeah, you're really leading into it now. Brilliant. It tickled me.
wow.
Maybe, well, it's Solo and Roman, isn't it? So maybe The Rock has something to do with it, or maybe they save that for something else. Maybe they save it for the Rumble. I'm not sure.
They could really stretch it out if they wanted to, because I mean he's there all the time. That's why keep putting him out there. You gotta make these things last. He should be like a once a year type of thing. So we already saw him this year, and it was great. Him beating Cody's ass was the best. But yeah, all right, let's get into Raw last night. Here's one of the main notes that I think that I put down. I put it number 1. The Cero Midio's coming out. Penta El Gramo. I don't know his whole, like, he keeps changing his name too. Can't even remember the original one. And I know him from the Lucha Underground days. Shout out to you.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I've not a fan, to be honest. No, it's just another one in AEW that is just, I would fast forward, just skip ahead. I gave it a shot, I tried, but just, yeah, it's a bit too silly for me.
And if they bring him in, and then they'll eventually probably bring Rey Fenix in, doesn't it seem like that there's too many wrestlers to begin with, but now we're going to bring in 2 extra luchadors when we're trying to get Dragon Lee over? You're basically keeping Rey Mysterio hostage there, I guess. Triple H is definitely trafficking him, because I don't think Rey Mysterio wants to be in wrestling anymore. I can't believe it. At his size, taking the abuse, or just even being around and traveling, like that must just be a pain in the ass. Like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, he's getting on now, isn't he? So you'd think he'd want to settle down and just stay put for a while. But maybe he's just enjoying living vicariously through Dom, because I can't remember the last time I saw Ray in a big program. So maybe he's just enjoying Dom's ride.
I forgot that was even his son.
Yeah.
It's like he's doing such a good job as a heel. I'm like, wow, he's really separated himself.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with it, because when he first came in, I was one of the biggest critics. Like, you can see he's maybe got something, but when he's just trying to be Rey Mysterio Jr., and he's not built like him, he doesn't move like him, it's like you can't do the same shit as your dad. You'd need to find something different, and he's done that. Far impressed a lot of people. Yeah.
And that's Dragon Lee, once again, that's your Rey Mysterio replacement, everybody. It's not going to be Dominic Mysterio, but that's like a great thing, because there needs to be more, if they're going to do this lucha thing and bring in more masked guys and everything else. You got Andrade there too. So, I mean, they're going to have their own like little AAA, and maybe they're just looking for the best of the best. And it's good because, like I said, Dom doesn't wear a mask. Maybe you can take a mask off of one of these other guys that are coming in. They definitely both. And you know what? Too many masked wrestlers just takes me out of it, to be honest. And I like lucha wrestling. I like all that stuff. But I'm not like one of these hardcore wrestling fans that's going to sit here and, watch hours of just guys wrestling and the technicality of it. I don't really care. I do want to be entertained in a story and have things make sense and have just way more than just 2 guys wrestling in a ring with masks on. That gets really boring really fast.
Yeah, things are balanced to be found. I'm the same with too many flips and shit, and it's why AEW just, you end up having to zone it out. And even some of the WWE matches, when they have like war games and triple and quadruple matches, so 4 ways, it's just too much stuff going on at once, and you take away from the main sort of story that's been told. But with a balance, it can be really enjoyable. But some people just can't find that. Hopefully Triple H can lay down the law and say, right, you've got so many flips tonight, don't do all of them. But that's the thing with the Smash Brothers, Lucha Under, what the fuck are they called now? Lucha Underground? No, what are they called?
The brothers?
Yeah.
They're Lucha something. They're Lucha things. Like, what's his name used to talk about? What was his name? There's this is my point. There's too many masked people just even through the years. I can't keep up. Lucha Things was one of my favorite gimmicks. Remember him? He came out and he did a promo, Lucha Things, and he is basically doing what I'm doing right now, fumbling all over my words and going, Lucha Things. And it was fucking hilarious. So shout out.
I think it's just the Lucha Brothers. I think that's just what they settled on when they had to change the name. It was just the Lucha Brothers, but
Lucha Hermanos.
they do a lot of the same stuff, and it just gets a bit excessive. And like you say, when there's too many of them, similar masks, similar outfits, similar movesets, sometimes the same movesets, and they have the same checklist of the same spots that they have to get into every single match, even if it's just a 3-minute match. They still have to force the same shit in. So they do bleed into each other's matches quite a lot.
Yeah, well, that's not happening at WWE, boys. That's not how we do. You're gonna have your own move set, or you're gonna steal somebody else's move set that's like either out the door or has been out the door. So that's how
are they giving them their own show, or are they just incorporating it into Raw or SmackDown and
like they did with the Cruise?
The new big Lucha push. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's all scattered. It's just they're bringing in so many wrestlers. A quarter of it seems like is going to be a bunch of Lucha people. At this point.
Sorry, my bad. The way you said it sounded like they were making a big effort to.
Well, American, we speak like almost a totally different language than the UK, so I understand. Yeah, you agree with that, Bills fan? Thank you. Of course, everybody agrees with Dr. Huge, right? Oh, anyway. So, yeah, he's coming out. He has like a Taz-like promo, this Penta. That's what I'm going to call him. I don't know his other names. Penta, he's got the glowing orange deal. It just reminded me of Taz. I thought Taz was going to come out and break somebody's neck all over again. Yeah. You like Taz? You a Taz guy?
Yeah.
I think
dropping people on the head. It's just like, great strategy. Get behind them, drop them on the head, do it again, keep doing it.
Just not to New Jack, or he would have stabbed you.
Yeah,
that's right. That's what you said in a promo I was watching recently, or a shoot. One of them shoot deals.
Yeah,
we got to bring that word back. That's kind of gone away. Shooting is the way to go. This is a shoot podcast, folks. All right, everything here is a shoot. No works around here. So, yep, Ciro Medio soon. I loved Lucha Underground. I had Marty the Moth on back in the day. For those that remember Lucha Underground, he had a big storyline on there. So what happened on Raw? Mainly, I like right up front, CM Punk comes out. He even says it himself. He's waiting for Rollins to now come out in his clown outfit and everything. Then he starts calling him Liberace and Elton John. And I figured he could have added a few more things in. They maybe calling them RuPaul and George Michaels, Jeffree Star. Who's the guy that sang "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me"?
Boy George.
Boy George. You're like Boy George, Seth Rollins. Do you get it, Seth Rollins? You getting it yet? So he was calling you gay, apparently. He tried to cover it up, you see, and he did like such a lame job of it. As soon as he said Liberace, I'm like, first of all, the kids don't know who Liberace or Elton John is at this point, but like, they're very like they're known for being like gay. So he tried to say, oh, I like Liberace. Oh, do you see him, Punk? What are you trying to say? So I don't know. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, he did scramble to clean that up a bit, or just to steady himself, to make sure to try not to get into too much trouble. But
I haven't seen a wrestler backtrack like that in quite some time. Punk is the best in the world. He could have called him by his real name. He could have. But is he really the best in the world? The best in the world. Like, you got to be pretty good to be Shane McMahon. That's all I got to say about that. Shane O'Mac is the best in the world. Still. Even though he damn near crippled himself doing one spot in WrestleMania.
Moments in.
Then Snoop Dogg had to come out and smoke a pound of weed in front of everybody to make him forget it. Yep. It's exactly what happened, everybody. Don't at me, kids. I hate when people at me. I hate when people like my streams and retweet my stuff and share podcasts. Don't fucking do that anymore. Okay. See, you see what I'm doing, Danny?
Yep. Bit of reverse psychology.
Mm-hmm.
I like
it works. I'm telling you. All right. So then Seth Rollins comes out, of course. They get into a big fight because he called him gay a bunch of times. And then after they pull him apart, they're backstage. Drew McIntyre goes up to Seth Rollins and is like, hey, Seth Rollins, we hate all the same motherfuckers around here. We hate these guys, right? I've been fighting with this guy. You've been fighting with this guy. And that guy over there, you hate him, right? I hate him too. Like, it would be cool if we teamed up. And Seth Rollins was like, no, I hate you too. Right?
He's fat!
Well, he's not fat, but where's my Rollins? There we go. I just want to make sure I'm on the right page. And Drew McIntyre then tried to sneak attack him in the back, and it was cut off by Sami Zayn because Sami Zayn, for some reason, is still in our lives, even though we just got squashed on Saturday Night Main Event. Do you have any takes on this whole angle and what's going on with it?
I'm intrigued, and I'm interested. The only thing I don't like about it is the sequence of events, was a little different. The second part, when Drew tried to sneak up on Seth, Ludwig Kaiser was in the ring already, waiting for Braun Breaker to appear. And this is just disjointed wrestling matches, and it's just a pet peeve of mine. And I'm hoping this shit goes with Netflix, and they structure the episodes a bit better. But you didn't have to have someone stood out in the ring waiting. And I get what they're going for, like, oh, you never know what's going to happen, you know. But everybody knows it's worked. I don't know. It just bugs me when people are like left out in the ring and they go. They have to cut for commercial like twice in that match as well between Braun and Ludwig.
Yeah,
and
it was definitely wonky. They do that a lot though. I've been to some live shows where they bring out a guy, does his entrance, comes out, stands in the ring, and then he's standing in the ring for like the next 15 minutes. You know, like, and you're in the crowd, like, oh yeah, I forgot he was even there. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it just ruins the flow. It's one of the reasons I've struggled with the weekly television stuff for a while. The pay-per-views are right because they structure them differently, but I'm just hoping the television setup changes with Netflix, and they can just learn to have the story or the thing you're coming to watch all in one, and then adverts. Go nuts with the adverts before and after, but just not in the middle of matches, please.
Yep.
It ruins the flow.
It's like the Howard Stern show back in the day, or old school radio, where you would get 2 hours straight, and then you'd get a 15 to 20 minute break where they're eating lunch, and like literally those breaks were brutal, but you were fine with it because you knew right after that they were going to go like another 2 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah,
no problem with the angle itself, just the presentation, which is a long-running thing with WWE.
And was it Hansy that brought up on our expert wrestling panel that there's going to be an anti-bloodline team? I mean, there you go. There's your top two guys for the team right there.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, they should definitely do that. KO definitely shouldn't join that group, but I think Rollins, McIntyre together, and then who else have they screwed over that they could even put on there? Like, two more guys you'd need, really. Anybody at home? How about Pretty Deadly, right? There we go.
Nice. Now, I was going to say Sheamus, but I think they've just written him out and he's doing something different. So I'm not sure.
Yep. He's been losing a whole lot lately, which is fine. I mean, that's a part of your job or whatever. But yeah, he definitely, when he comes back, he's going to need a push. He's going to need something, or else he's dead in the water.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just puts the younger guys over now, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe give him the IC title at some point, just so he's had the full collection. But yeah, I can't see too much from him now. They've just got their mind on other things, other people.
Think about it. The last time he had the title was like 2015, I think. And that whole Roman bit when he beat him in like 2 seconds. I think he had the Money in the Bank.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yep. Poor Shamey. He does put on some of the best matches, though.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
Him, Io Sky, Bianca Belair she really doesn't put on any bad matches. Normies are blown away.
Sheamus just throws himself into stuff. He has no problem taking like big hits. I've always said that. It's just even before like Gunther was chopping the shit out of people, just any awfully blunt force trauma sort of like attack, Sheamus would be like, yeah, I'll take it on the face. You know, he doesn't shy away from stuff. And it's like, yeah, you can badmouth him if you want and say, oh, he's one of Vince's old projects, or he's a bit clunky, because I know quite a few people aren't too keen on him, but he'd happily stand in there and just take just about anything. And it's like, yep, fair play. You're a meathead and you fucking know it.
What's this, Sasha Reigns? Rhea puts on a ton of bad matches, Doc. And how about putting Cody with them? Wow. That's some white hot takes. And I can't really disagree. What's the last Rhea Ripley match that you remember? Mine was Charlotte Flair at the WrestleMania there during the Coof, you know, when nobody was in the arena and they seemed to be screaming a whole lot, but it was because there was no other noise, you know. Yeah. But that was I would say that was a solid ass match, but that was because of Charlotte. I think she's the best women's wrestler probably still. What's your take on that? No, she's not the best.
No.
Who's better than Charlotte Flair? I'll wait.
Well, I don't know. Charlotte's good, but it's just I always feel like she's just pushed a little bit too much. And obviously they want Ric Flair's daughter, they want the Flair name, they want the modern version of that to live on and to sell T-shirts and stuff. But I've never thought she's been quite as good as what everyone was getting excited about. She's better now, but when she first came up to the main roster, it was too much too soon. She struggled with the reaction to crowds. I can't remember what it was. I think when they came to England once, and the audience were just not playing ball with it, and she did not know how to deal with it, and she just started putting her hands over her ears and just almost went like fetal position in the middle of the ring and just fell over. I can't remember who saved her, but yeah, she's much better now. I'll definitely give you that, but she's not one of my favorites.
Who's your favorite? Like for me, I mean, Charlotte has definitely gotten way better on the mic, like you said, and that's the reason why I like her. Not mainly, it's the in-ring stuff, and she always makes everybody else look better. You know, like Becky Lynch wasn't always the greatest either, but Charlotte really like put her up there on that level by having all these matches with her. And now Becky Lynch is, I mean, I don't like the man gimmick and all that, obviously, but she does put on good matches. Sasha Banks, I can't stand her. She puts on good matches. So I'm kind of speaking more towards that. I think there are better, you know, female promos and stuff out there for sure.
I'd rather watch Asuka. I'd rather watch Shayna Baszler.
Wow, in Charlotte?
Yeah. Asuka, definitely. With Asuka, yeah.
Wow. She was doing flips with triple D cups, though. Like, that's hard to do, you know?
Yeah, loads and loads of female wrestlers manage it in big rings, little rings, indies, mainstream. So is it really that? Yeah.
Yeah, it is impressive. Doing it in lingerie like Kaden Carter.
Oh, it's impressive, but it doesn't stand out because everyone's doing it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, even little Kaden Carter was doing it, and yeah, no, I like Asuka. I like Shayna Baszler. They've obviously not using Shayna Baszler nearly as well as they could do, but she should just be ripping people's arms off. But
yeah,
no.
You know what I like Shayna Baszler for? To fix my car. That's what I like her for. Or to beat up other girls that I don't like. Yep, I do that too. I ask bigger, badder lesbodians out here to fight females I dislike. So try me, ladies. I'll send Shayna Baszler after you. Maybe Zoe Stark too, right? I mean, she might be my sister. You never know. So, Zoe Stark won last night. How about that for a little segue?
Yeah, I did write. I got to know what the fuck was that finish.
Yeah.
I think she dropped her instead of doing a proper finish on her, but they just quickly covered up and got the 3 and ran out of there. But yeah.
Yep. But she's always screaming after the match. She's very intense, this Zoe Stark.
I did get confused at that match because it was another tournament and it's another belt, and I thought I was watching AEW. Just too many tournaments, too many titles, way too many belts now in WWE.
Yep.
To mirror the men's belts just for the women, it's just it's a bit, again, excessive. And I know they like to sell those belts on the website because every sports team now over there also has a WWE branded crossover belt that you can buy for however many hundreds of dollars.
Literally thousands of them at this point.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yep. I was thinking last night because of, we do have another tournament we're watching and all this. And I'm like, we need to, I was thinking, who's the other tag team champions? Because I'm like, they keep promoting tonight, which was Judgment Day and War Machine, War Raiders, whatever you want to call them. And War Raiders won that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I'm like, can we get rid of one of these tag titles? Do we need 2 for each show? Like that Finn Balor and JD McDonough run was
the
shits. Nothing happened.
They had like 3 defenses, didn't they? I think
maybe. I don't remember them. If they did, they must have just been throwaway matches, I guess.
Yeah, well, they've got, like I said, too many belts, and it just makes the rest of them not mean anything. And then when everyone in the crowd's got a belt as well, and every celebrity that does a little cross-promotional media bloody scrum or something, they get a belt, and it's just, why should I care about your belt, wrestler in the ring? Everyone's got one. You can buy them. If it was up to me, miserable old man time, if it was up to me, we shouldn't be taking belts to the arenas. They should say no belts, apart from the fact of like, yeah, you've got a few $100 worth of merchandise just on your shoulder, nice and easy for someone to come and grab. Just, I think it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I love it at the casino though. They walk around with the belts.
Right.
Everybody's got one. I mean, and it what a money maker. It's like, what are they, like 150 a piece or something?
Oh, if not more.
Yeah.
And then you get the little side plates and
need the authentic ones, I
mean, I get it. You've just spent a ridiculous amount of money on a wrestling belt that you didn't win, so you do want to show it off. But like I say, when you just see everyone in the crowd with one, it's like, why do I care about the guys in the ring? It's,
I'll tell you that the only time I've ever kind of felt like that is when Triple H gave the title to Kevin Owens, literally in the ring, and then I was like, no. I was like, no. You're not allowed to do that, Triple H. But he does break ground when it comes to, kayfabe and stuff, right, folks? Yeah. Like what do they call that thing? The Last Dance or whatever that he did with Razor Ramon. Let's just call it that. It's the Last Dance with Razor Ramon and Diesel. It's like, bye. See you guys in WCW. Bye.
Curtain call. There we go. The curtain call.
Curtain call. Yep.
Took me a second then.
Yep. We're on fire tonight. Look at our memories just going, remembering all this useless information for you guys. So once again, retweet this, share this around. Definitely go on YouTube. I need the watch hours. Like, I can't monetize. I can't do anything. I'm sitting here with my finger in my ass, just waiting to be monetized and get a push from the Hugenverse. So if you want more of this, we're going to give it to you, okay? But you need to do your job and press the buttons. Or else I'm going to send Shayna Baszler after you again, especially the females. Anyway, check this video out. Did you know the New Day were in my city talking shit to my people? Can you believe this?
I was not aware, no.
Yep. This happened yesterday because WWE's in the area. They're at Lowell tonight, which is my state. But look at what they were saying to my people.
Isn't Boston a sports town? What are y'all don't care about how your feet look?
Town.
Look at this. What are we doing?
Just in their kicks. Well, those are some bad sneakers.
Did anybody else come out here to see you? Did anybody else come out here to see you? The answer is no.
There we go. There we go. Wow.
Do you know what happened? You know what happened to Cody Rhodes? He talked trash about us. Last week, he talked about, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. The very next week, now he's having cervical issues. Oh, wait. Oh, what, you want him to buy at least?
Wait, you know what? That's a really nice U.S. title that you bought.
Yeah, that's
Wow, we were just talking about that.
How's yours? Where's your title? Where's your title?
My whole
Yeah, where's your title, Xavier Woods? Exactly. That's the correct response, and that's the kind of response you'll get in my town. We're pretty witty around here, and we don't take any shit from Xavier Woods, that's for sure.
Hall of Fame career is all around here. Congratulations.
Oh, you broke our hearts out there. How could you say that stuff to E? Oh, you broke our
Kobe
hearts.
Kingston's
We just
from
want
here,
to be
too.
lied to. We get mad when people tell us the truth. Oh, you broke our hearts. So what?
It's so funny. I'm telling the truth is not okay anymore. 2024, you don't want to hear the truth. That's okay.
Almost 2025. Keep it down, Woods. That's it. I almost had a whole gang of mine jump him after that. I almost did. I almost called it in and been like, hey, boop, boop, boop. Put it in. I'm one of the big homies around here. So I almost got him shut down for good. New Day. Watch your backs.
They were having fun.
Were they? I don't know. I take this very seriously, this pro wrestling business, but all right, if you say so, maybe I'll call them off. You know.
How long were the faces though? Like 8 years?
Forever.
Yeah, so it must just be nice and cathartic to just let rip and just start taking the absolute piss out of fans instead of being like, yeah, time to smile and wave. There you go, there's your autograph.
The shoes bit was pretty good.
Yeah.
Those were some bad sneakers, folks. Like, what are you guys doing out here wearing like Keds? The fuck were those? What are those? Right? Is that still a thing? What's up, Sasha Reigns? Look at you lighting up the chat. I love it. We need more Sasha Reigns in the chat. YW, I share to 3 superstars. Thank you very much. That's probably why Drew McIntyre's watched before. Triple H watches all the time. Triple H is like my biggest fan. Eric Bischoff has actually tipped us on here.
Nice.
Gave a tip back in the day. Just the tip, though. Right? Yep. So what else is happening out there in WrestleLand? Braun retained last night. Beat Ludwig Kaiser after he basically got stone cold out in the ring. Not Stone Cold Steve Austin, but like just, you know, it's like sitting a kicker during a crucial moment. They had him waiting out there for 20 minutes while they, you know, told their stories backstage. And then he came out and got washed by the fucking Braun Breaker. So I don't know. I don't think it's fair either.
No, he's getting plenty of time to shine at least, even though he was defeated. But yeah, he's looking really good. That smug, shit-sniffing face he pulls all the time. It's like William Regal, but not. It's same book, different page. Yeah, I like Kaiser.
Yeah, he's definitely like a modern version of William Regal. It makes all the sense in the world. And he'll eventually, you know, go against Gunther, and that will be a whole thing to boost him up. I see all that coming because, you know, him and LA Knight, they're not spring chickens over here. They need to get like these major pushes like right now. And what we got over here? Sasha Reigns, you're back again? Oh, I almost blocked you, Sasha Reigns. Almost. I'm good at that. Ela needs to come back. I miss him. And somebody pointed out online, I believe it was Miggs. I don't want to, you know, not cite my sources, but yeah, it's like Charlotte hasn't been around. AJ Styles tried to come back and instantly is out again, breaking his foot. It looked kind of gross. Asuka's been out, and Ela. And those 4 right there, those are like super duper stars. And you kind of, it is one of them things. It's always been a gag of mine where it's like, if you're off TV, I'm always like, rest in peace. You're essentially dead. You know, like you're out of my memory. I'm like, wow. And then when they even talk about like, hey, Asuka, I'm like, whoa. You know, when they're not wrestling on TV and they put other people in that place, it's kind of a big deal. That's why wrestlers freak out about trying to come back from injury, or they don't want their spots taken. It can happen like that.
Yeah.
So get well, everybody.
I didn't check. After the women's War Games, did anybody get injured in that match? I know a couple of guys in their match fucked up.
I don't think it probably banged up, but you
That's
saw
good.
that women's War Games match, right? You saw.
It's the
Yeah.
sheets.
I don't think they were trying very hard, and they were lining up properly. They were getting ready for all their spots and all. Is the other the men's, they were all over the place. They were actually like trying to make it look good, and then you had some injuries.
Yeah, they're still just sloppy cluster fuzzes, though. I'm surprised more people don't get injured. I feel bad, but then when it happens, it's like, yeah, what did you expect? You're a giant guy jumping from that height and you landed on your fucking feet. What did you think was going to happen?
But the way he did it, it's because I'm telling you, when I was watching it, I could see it right away. I'm like, CM Punk took so long to take Roman off the table there that when Bronson was already in the air, he doesn't want. The one thing you don't want to do if you're in the wrestling business is hurt Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
You do that, you're pretty much done. So he jumps off being like 1,000 pounds, and then he notices, oh my God, he's still on the table. So he went like this. He pulled back. And when he pulled back, his fucking feet hit first.
Yeah,
and then his body hit the so that's the reason why it came out wonky. I'm telling you, I don't know this for certain, but I'm sure if I talked to Bronson Reed, he'd be like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because it was like this close. If he just landed regular or did his regular drop, he would have caught Roman a piece of him. That's my take. I'm sticking to it. But, I mean, what a time to get hurt. WrestleMania season. Yeah. He was getting probably the best push in like a decade. I mean, he wiped out Seth Rollins and the monster of all Monsterland. And he was killing everybody. And then he joined the Bloodline Part 2. Still the Bloodline. Like, that's a Sami Zayn major push. And now your legs are shattered because CM Punk is a slow old man.
How long's he out for, as you said?
It's got to be a while. I mean, he shattered his ankle. One of them, and I think he messed up the other one. But one of them is definitely like shattered. So
it looked rough,
bro. At least he didn't injure himself, right? God, he had 2 matches and hasn't gotten injured.
Yeah, I'm surprised because his success rate for injury in AEW wasn't great. But he's done well in. Well, he's still got injured in WWE, hasn't he? But not as immediately.
Right away. In his debut at the Royal Rumble, he got injured.
Oh, yeah, it was what. Okay, yeah.
He goes to the bathroom and gets injured. You know what I mean? They probably have somebody following him around, a bunch of handlers, literal handlers around him, like, oh, like a glass statue.
Yeah. I thought we were going to have to retire Kevin Nash's joke about him getting in the ring and falling over and injuring himself and handing it to CM Punk now.
His poor quads. Vince's poor quads. No wonder he's walking around in the cane. And not like he's not like 1,000 years old as well, but popping your quads like that all the time. I mean, he was jumping in a ring, at 60-something years old. And the way he jumped in was just so unprofessional, Vince. I'm sorry. If you ever try this again, like do the John Cena slide, maybe pull yourself up. I know you're strong. You can use that upper body weight, but you got no legs, bro. Where's your leg day? So Sasha Reigns got something to say again. If Bronson was not hurt, then he would have been on. Yeah, he definitely would have. Yep. Pushing him to the moon with Jesse Ventura. He kicked ass, and I told everybody he would. Jesse Ventura came out there fucking sharp. They must have gave him a ton of steroids or something. All that Joe Biden concoction, and he went out there with the boas and he killed it. You like Jesse Ventura there? I think we talked about him before.
Yeah.
Performance.
Yeah, he stayed in character. It's all good. Just we weren't sure if he was going to start going off randomly and making like Alex Jones look like Mr. Sensible.
Go full lizard people, drones, you know. And how about that drones? I heard there are drones in your neck of the woods too. Is that true?
I haven't heard that, but
no, I heard they were in other countries as well, like in certain spots. But
I haven't been keeping up with it much, to be fair. So I've just saw that there was quite a lot was it over New Jersey?
Yeah, I wouldn't either, but it's so close to where I am on the map
right.
that I'm like, all right, what is this? And I'll tell you this for a little. Here's a little conspiracy show with no name stuff. But I've been hearing a lot that these drones that are up there are sniffers. And what are they sniffing for? Nuclear materials. So stuff to make nukes or a nuke or whatever. I heard, though, it's not a device that they're looking for necessarily. And one major conspiracy has popped up on my radar. And if it's true, I don't like it. But what this drone situation supposedly is about, from a message board back in 2022, they said, oh, remember COVID that just is still going on? Well, the next one is going to be, they're going to say that there's nuclear material in a condensed area, and New Jersey is the most condensed area in the United States. There's more people there than anywhere else. And they're going to say that there's nuclear material out there. Some people will get radiation and shit off of it and get really sick. And then they're going to do like basically COVID 2.0. They're going to start tracking and tracing. They're going to, do all that good stuff that we all need in our lives. And it's just going to restrict people's movement, and they're running it back, folks. So sounds legit to me, because a lot of the other videos I've been seeing from drone operators themselves or in the military, they say, yep, they're sniffing stuff out. And if that means the nuclear material stuff. And then on the flip side of this, then you have all the UFO stuff with the lights in the sky, essentially, orbs and things. Those aren't drones. The fuck is that? But you don't see that on the news. You only see that online. But there's way more, and I'm not saying that it can't all be fake, right?
No, I live in a seaside town, and I see some weird shit with lights and stuff, especially over. Yeah. There's I'm not saying I know exactly what it is, but it's just, and there's other people as well that see things, and it's just, Well, feel happy that the government have come out and said that all the drones over America are just hobbyists and recreational users and legitimate registered users, all just coincidentally flying the drones at the same time. I did see that before we came on.
Our politicians are coming out and saying, like, 50 of them just came out of the water last night and just out of nowhere and came and started doing their thing again. Yeah. And that doesn't sound like sniffers, Mm-hmm. And why would they just be doing it at night? And why not just telling everybody?
They'll bring in some rule. They'll be doing it to bring in some law, some rule, or like you say, to block down and to control.
Just good old time. I love their games that they play with everybody. They try to scare the shit out of you. Then you get all stupid because you're scared. You're like, oh no, I'm terrified by what they're telling me. Because the thing is, if you believe in fake news, and this is why I knew all the Coop stuff and everything else. I knew within a week. I always give things like a week. Okay, you're telling me there's something like that's gonna kill the whole world or whatever, like this nasty thing that's out there. All right, I don't want to get it and I don't want to spread it. I'll abide by the rules for a week or two or whatever your 15 days. After that, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because then it means, what was the 15 days for? Why is everything so arbitrary? You're moving goalposts, and oh, no, it's going to be 2 months, and now it's going to be, that seemed a little weird, right?
Yeah.
So with this, the same thing. It's like, I'm not going to be terrified by these things. If a million of them can show up in the sky, I'm just going to go, wow. Because you know what? If it's UFOs or anything crazy or another government and they're going to do something, they're going to do it. What am I going to do about it? You know what I mean? So you got to go out there and you might as well just go, hey, hello, what is this? And not be terrified by it. And they're just going to keep harassing all these mutton heads out here. And then they're going to do whatever they want. That's how this always goes. So
I'm surprised people haven't started and I'm not condoning this, obviously, but I'm surprised there are people just got out and just started going, pew, pew, just taking matters into their own hands and just started firing shots. Have they? Right, right, fair enough.
But that's dopey too. Like, no matter what, if you're shooting, how are you going to hit them? Even if they're low. I mean, people are just dumb, man. I don't know what else to say. And it's not even really dumb. It's more like they don't know. Like, how do you not know these things? Like, doesn't anybody else see patterns? Like they do the same thing over and over and over again. And it gets the same result. And that's why they treat us the way they treat us, because it's like, you guys are idiots.
But there's a new series of something on Disney Plus this weekend, so we'll just all distract ourselves with that and smash all 10 episodes of that in a night and forget everything and just start again next week.
Yep. I'll tell you my favorite. And I would point this out during this time period. I'm trying to be careful here. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, man, I've derailed the Raw review.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But during this time period a few years back, I'm like, okay, so this deadly thing is out here, right? I'm told to do this, that, walk in a fucking line into supermarket, stand in this spot, go over there, just in public. And then I'm watching guys in underwear wrestle each other every night live. You've got to be fucking kidding me, right? I thought that was so ridiculous. And I would always point this out. I'm like, there are guys sweating on each other on TV right now.
AEW was still like blading and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
they're bleeding on each other.
Yeah. On the mat, and then other people coming into the ring and rolling around on the same mat that other people have sweat and bled onto, and it's like it does not make sense.
And in the meantime, I'm a conspiracy theorist, I'm an asshole, I'm a this and I'm a that by everybody online. And nobody said they sorry. I will take that back. One person, Big Steve Gaming, shout out to you. Because he thought I was just a whack job. Then now almost forever, but he's like, you know what, you were right. I can't believe it. Holy shit, you're like right about everything. I'm like, I am right about it. I'm an expert journalist, analyst, and I see through works, people, not just the scripted wrestling stuff. I can see through all the works. Unfortunately for me, sometimes I'm not supposed to see these things. You know what I mean? They don't want me relaying these messages to the people out here.
Yeah, I still know plenty of people that just pretend like nothing bad happened and nothing dodgy happened and nobody was forced to do anything. Nobody was emotionally guilted. Yep. Just
wild.
Yeah.
Right. It was like, that's the biggest Stockholm syndrome I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That was the craziest psyop they ever pulled. So shout out to you, government. You guys killed it, man. I'm sure you got all kinds of notes about that. That'll fuck us in the future.
Hopefully, touch wood, people don't fall for it again, or as many people won't fall for it, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I just told you now, if you see what I just told, I just laid out the plan. So if they're going to do all this horse shit again, do not be the key thing. If you're going to take anything away from this, don't be afraid. That's it. Just don't be afraid and work it out. Like, think this out, That's all. So how about this? Go back to wrestling here, but Meltzer, he seems to be going crazy online. Have you seen this today?
I can now because he blocked me a while ago, but I can see his shit now. Same with Cornette. Cornette blocked me a couple of years ago.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Why does Cornette not like you?
I either said something bad about Joe Biden or if there was a few times where I'd said like, look, Jim, but please just, or Brian, please just get Jim to go outside. Lockdown's over. He can take his mask off. He can stop with his Howard Hughes cosplay. He can get the spruce moose. He can go and see people. He doesn't have to live like this. And it's only just the guy's getting on, and you don't want people to just like isolate themselves for the final years and, you know, not see the friends as your address book gets smaller and smaller each year. And I just think it's real sad that he's just living that way. So me being me, I'm just like, look, man, I'm a real big fan, but please, can you just try and go outside and do some stuff, because it's messed with your head a bit, mate. So that was probably it. I may have also said Joe Biden's not as good as you think he is. It's a rock and a hard place. But yeah, I still would always retweet and post and comment on their shit every fucking week, twice a week. He's just a baby, sadly, when it comes to stuff like that. Wrestling opinions, Cornette's great, but yeah, political and personality-wise it's a bit
Which
sad,
is weird
I'm
too.
afraid.
I kind of never thought that, because you know, the sound of his voice. Southern people are generally Republicans, and once again, I'm not either. I don't deal with politics. I'm above it. I'm thinking about space aliens and where we are in the cosmos and shit like that. Like I don't care about your little petty squabbles that will be squashed eventually one way or another. But yeah, if you didn't recognize that Joe Biden is senile, essentially, day one, you're a fucking idiot. I don't know how else to tell you. I mean, yeah, I want to say it nicer than that, but hey, it is what it is. Again, everything's a work. I'm not a Trump guy either. I see through that too. Trust me, I can get everybody to hate me. But yeah, everything's one big work, all that stuff. And wow, the Biden stuff was like over the top of work. The most votes ever, guys. Great, most votes ever. Like you bought that? Oh man. Like wow.
That really caught me. That stopped me. The more votes than Obama as well. I was like, really? I was like, he was honestly super popular.
I understand the Obama one. You know, first black president. If you were here during that time too, then the build-up, they fucking nailed it. It was basically their promotion and their PR for Obama was like perfect. They knocked it out of the park. And he was going to dunk all over McCain and then get that second 4 years, because he was so over, right? But Joe Biden wasn't over. Do you remember the rallies? Nobody was there. Everybody was all cooped up, and they had the people in cars and shit separated. And then you would go to see Trump in like Florida, and it's like stadiums and like come on, really, there's no comparison if you're like looking at this objectively. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Obama had the gift of the gab. He could just talk people and, you know, into buildings, and yeah, for someone like Biden to apparently beat him and then also most votes ever, I'm just like, no, I'm not buying that, not for a second. I'm sorry. There's been a miscalculation, I believe. Someone needs to count the votes again.
But yeah. Anyway, back to Meltzer, because I still have it up. I almost
forgot. Sorry. What's bloody Meltzer frazzled about now?
You know, he's been tweeting so much. I can't find anything. I don't know which one is more relevant than the rest. All right, here's one. Somebody wrote to him, do you know if Nielsen has a standard where they have to watch 80% of the game? And then he wrote, if you watch 80% of the show, you are counted as 0.8 viewers. If you watch 5 minutes of Raw or AEW in 2-hour show on television, you are counted as 0.04 viewers. So it's what it looks like to me. And this is like over and over and over with a bunch of different people, for like he's been tweeting all day. But it seems like a big coat. The numbers are the numbers. You know, Bill Belichick, my favorite coach of all time, brought me many championships with Tom Brady, of course. His famous quote is, stats are for losers. And because if you know anything about sports, and especially the stats, you can make them look however you want. There's so many different types of stats. You know, you can just focus on, I'm telling you, but just look at the overall. Who cares about the integral parts of these numbers? And I'm thinking about having some people on. I see a few hardcore analysts of the numbers out here, and I'm not really all that interested in it, but I know the people out here think it's funny and they want to see like the numbers and crunch them and all that stuff. So I may have some people in the future that will crunch all these numbers and business wise, but I don't really think it's all that important. You really only need that one big number, and it is growth. What's the number in growth? Are you growing or are you shrinking? If you're shrinking, you're dying. If you're growing, then you're doing okay, even if it's just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Meltzer, like Tony Khan, they used the ratings as their measuring stick when it suited them. And then when it wasn't very favorable to them, they started trying to change the measuring stick. And it's like, oh, it's not the overall voter, it's not the overall viewers, it's just the key demo. And now it's not the key demo. And it's like, oh, yeah, but look at all the impressions we got on social media. Or then they'll just be like, oh, but Raw got this. And it's like, well, it's irrelevant what they got. We're looking at what you've got. And then it's like, oh, well, basketball was on. Or I don't know, the Cheerleaders Have Got Talent was on just as an excuse every time. And when like I say, when the metrics work for them, they'll happily get behind it and say it's all about the ratings. But then when the ratings are shit, they'll be like, there's more than ratings, guys. Sorry, you need to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah. And if you're going to have growth, you need kids in the crowd. That's the main way to grow wrestling, in my opinion. This pro wrestling deal, since it's so over the top wacky and stuff, and a lot of it is kid friendly. So, I mean, if you don't have any kids in your crowd and just a bunch of bald dudes with beards, they're going to have issues. Like I said, just life issues out here that they're going to have to deal with at some point. And you're going to be losing people because we're adults. We don't always have time for this shit. So when we do, it's cool, but the kids are always there. And they grow up with it, which they become eventually the adults that bounce in and out and stick around or what have you. But yeah, AEW, man, I don't know what you got to do. You got to, like I've been saying, a total overhaul, upheaval, just toss out whatever you're doing and restart with a whole new, fresh idea. Scale the whole shit down. Let go of these wrestlers that you're keeping as prisoners, Tony Khan, and just be a normal company. Like, grow. Don't just go backwards and take TV deals and act like you're bigger than you are, because we all see through that.
It's just short-sighted, like you say. You need to sort of like have the interest for tomorrow as well, not just the interest for today. So they don't do that. Everything's just everything all at once, right now. No waiting, no thought about it afterwards, and it'll be his downfall.
There he is. We're going to see him tonight. Frazier put up a picture of Cena with a broken nose. I like to do this a lot. This is high art, people. I'm going to make prints of this and probably sell it for $1,000 a piece, because that's what you do in art. You make the price really stupid high so that everybody thinks it's important. He's going with Axiom and going to take on another tag team for the titles, apparently. And then before that, his boy Axiom is going to be fighting Obafemi. So he's going to be like all beat up. I'm sure they're going to make him fight Obafemi first, because the NXT's jerks like that. And then what else we got tonight? Because we're almost there, folks. We're going to be watching NXT with you. Follow both of us on the Twitters and the X and whatever you want to call it. Subscribe here. And then we got my favorite, my personal favorite, the one that makes me hagrum the most, is Sol Ruka teaming up with Ultimate Warrior. I mean, Zarya. And they're taking on Lash Legend and Jakara. You know, that tag team. And I can't foresee a tag team that's been together for a while not winning this match against two people that they just put together. I think Sol and Zarya are going to be fighting each other probably soon. How about that? And
I'll take your word for it. I've not been keeping up, but that's typically where they go with the tag teams. As soon as they put a tag team together in WWE and in AEW, just in modern wrestling, it's just the countdown until they explode and they've got a match against each other.
Yep, one of them turn. Or in Johnny Gargano's, we thought he was going to turn, but he just became bad with his boys. So that was one of the better ones. Ren Sinclair is taking on Jada Pinkett. That's what Booker T calls her. You know, the one with the big butt and the fake weave. I know that could be anybody really, but and then what else we got? The main event: Eddie Thorpe versus Trick, which is kind of ironic because Eddie Thorpe tricked all of us in NXT getting this match. See what I did there? Whoa. Yep. So Eddie Thorpe has been cringe. Maybe if he's a bad guy, we can get him away from his Native American heritage and DJing and all that other shit that doesn't make sense mixed together. And he can just be like a bad guy and maybe form some kind of character here against Trick Williams. He's definitely not winning this. I don't see that. But yeah, you never know. You never know. For the championship. You like Trick? You're a Trick Williams guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's coming to the main roster soon, so any time now we'll be losing that belt, I reckon.
It could be tonight. They are in Lowell, and supposedly it's like this. Oh, the big, deal for the year for them before this PLE that they have, New Year's Eve, I think they call it. But
yeah,
they love Lowell, NXT anyway. They're always going to Lowell. Again, in my area with the New Day. Watch out, watch your back, New Day. Thank you for coming on again, Danny. Thank you for staying up all night long with us. So late over there.
It's one.
Yeah.
It could be later.
You gonna watch any NXT? Or they show that over there in the CW, right?
I don't know about the CW feed. Excuse me. But if I have a friend or two that would let me go around to their house and watch it.
Nice.
We'll say, if I needed to.
At 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you guys in the chat. Shout out to Sasha Reigns, who is here. She wants to see Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. Don't we all? King Reezy in the house, who knows all about the drones. Go check him out online. And he's with us on 2 p.m. on Saturdays. And Jeffrey Cross, what's up with you, bro? Why are you late? Don't let that happen again. Anyway, I'll talk to all you guys later. Don't forget to retweet, share, like, subscribe, hit all the buttons. Go over to YouTube and subscribe. All the videos are there. I'm making shorts. I'm doing it all. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Monkey smokes.
He's a great podcaster.
Tricky smokes.
Acknowledge me.
We got it for you, nigga. Fat! Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
You fucking mark! First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.